Hello guys, how are you? Actually, I said that in my previous video that I will be testing the two lenses, that is Nikkor 180 to 600 mm and Sigma 60 to 600 mm. So I came here at this spot to test the sharpness of the lenses, and this is the subject, Mr. Frog, with me, which I will be testing with, and I will try to focus its eye so that I can know the sharpness of that. I will keep it at a particular distance, and in that way I will be able to calculate that what is the results. And let me show you my setup. So this is the area which I have chosen, and this is my gear over here. And this distance I will be putting the subject in that small bush, and I will be focusing from there. My camera gear is over here, so let's do this. So there goes our subject. This is Mr. Frog. That is our model for the testing of the lens sharpness. So I tried to manage a real-time example, real-life test, but the subject is a stuffed toy. That will help me to know that what are the results and sharpness of this lens, because it has fur and its eye is made of plastic. So in this way it will help me to verify the results. And let's shoot Mr. Frog. I took a couple of shots with Nikkor. Now I will be shifting to Sigma in a while, and then I will post the results on my computer screen. The first thing you get to know about the Sigma, like very significant, is that this lens is very heavy. It's very clear actually. When once you hold this, you know that this is a very heavy and heavy duty lens. The build quality is very good, and the build quality is better from the Nikon, and it gives you a little weight to your hand while holding it. But the good thing I like about Sigma is that you can place it like this, and because the edges are made of rubber, so that's very nice. And I believe the weather sealing of this lens is also very good. Let's test it now. The test is going pretty nice actually. It's a bright sunny day, and sun is facing towards the subject over here. So in that way, the whole subject is shining. So I can see the feathers, I can see the eye. So in that case, my camera is responding very well to the situation. So I can try my best. I actually got this idea from Facebook. Many of the people do the lens calibration and testing of their sharpness like this by using a toy or a subject that does not move to check the hairs and the eye of the subject. So Mr. Frog is basking in the sun here looking very nice, sitting in a very nice place, and that's how we do it. So our test is almost done. I will be going to my PC, and then I will be watching the results very closely, and I will conclude that which lens is performing like how much is the sharpness in each of these lenses. In my opinion, I guess the both lenses are doing very well, but the pixel peeping will be done at the PC, and then I will be able to know. Both the lens were able to spot the subject very quickly. The focus was very fast, but the thing is that Nikon, it was, you can say, compatibility of the lens was better while pushing the shutter, while as for the Sigma, it was feeling like yes, you are using a third party lens, but there was no difference actually. The thing is that you were able to know that the lens is synced well with the camera in the case of Nikon. That's very obvious. So I've done with my testing, and now the clouds have even approached. So I did my testing in a good time, because now it's, the light is going on and off. So I'm going back to get the frog, Mr. Frog. Sorry. Hey, Mr. Frog, enjoying? It's time to go home. So this was the area actually behind me. I've done with my testing. Uh, there was a kestrel over here that just got the lizard, and that was an amazing moment. But I was busy that time, testing the lens, and I was not able to shoot it. Actually, I was placing the lens and taking picture of that. So I missed this chance. It was a male kestrel with a lizard, agama, a colorful agama, which it caught and flew away. And I was not able to capture. I was talking with Mr. Frog that time. But behind me, you can see this area used to be one of the birding spots in Khobar like 5 years back. But now it's not. But still, the birds do pass by, like kestrel, roller, or kettle egrets or something like that. So I'm leaving now and going to my PC. So hi guys, I'm on my PC now, as from the field where I tested my lenses, Sigma and Nikkor side by side. So I have some photos over here, and what I will be doing is that I will be comparing the sharpness. To me, they look pretty good. So let's see that how the images are. Alright, so here's my desktop where I will be comparing the images taken both from Sigma lens and from the Nikkor 180 to 600. So what I will be doing here is that I will be keeping the Sigma photos under the reference tab, and the Nikkor will be under the active tab. So I want to make sure that I have kept the Sigma one as a reference. I will be starting from f6.3, that is for Sigma, and I will just make sure that this is set as the reference photo. And over here, this photo is coming from the Nikkor f6.3. So these photos were taken outdoor, and it was around 11 p.m. at that time. And the thing is that if we compare close by now to the sharpness of these both lenses taken with Nikon Z8, when it comes to the point of sharpness, what we see here is they are very much similar. The details, the you can say the quality, the image quality, they are very much identical in my opinion. And only you can see that the image taken from the Nikkor is a little bit more refined. You feel like it's taken from a Nikkor when seen very closely, but in terms of the details and sharpness of this stuffed toy, the details of the hairs and this eyeballs, they are very much identical that you cannot easily tell the difference over here. But what basically you see here, the background in Nikon, the background is better blended and it separates the subject very well. What in short, what I would like to say is that the background rendered in Nikkor is better from Sigma, and that's what I have observed in other photos as well. When it comes to the photos of birds, the bokeh in the Nikkor, that's obvious, right? That it is it's better in the Nikkor, because the compatibility is better with the camera. So this is the comparison with the f6.3, both the images, and we can see the sharpness is very much identical, but the background in Nikkor is better from Sigma. Sigma is a little bit noisy. I have been seeing lately that the images that were coming out of Sigma for the bird photography as well, they had a little noise, whereas in the Nikkor this thing is not there. So they are very well actually rendered. So let's compare now f7.1 for the both images. So now we have the images taken at f7.1, and here you can see is that again the difference in sharpness is not, like you can say, there is not a big difference over here which I can see. And in some point you do see that the images that are coming from Sigma on the left side,
tend to be a little more sharper at some points and some places, and it's a very close comparison actually. And on the right side where the Nikon is, again very much similar, and I don't see much difference over here. What if you go in too much detail is that on the Sigma photo you do have a little bit of shiny hairs that appears to be like, you can say, more you can say more shiny image, as well as here the hairs are a bit dull. This can be due to the situation out there. Maybe there was a light shift, but it was a sunny day overall, so we cannot say like that there were some clouds or something like that. But in my opinion, both the images are very nice. Somewhat the details on the Nikkor on the right side, or there are more on the face, and Sigma has at some point more detail for the hairs, but overall the image appeared to be soft at some points. So it's a very close call. And again, the background here, the background of the Nikon in my opinion is better. So now it comes to f8. These both photos which are taken at f8, and we see that the Sigma here has produced a sharper image, a little bit sharper image from Nikkor, or you can say is that on the Nikkor side the eyeball was a little soft. That could be due to the motion blur or something like that, but I would say that at f8 Sigma produced a sharper image as compared to Nikkor, because the both eyes over here, if you see, are a little bit blurry. You cannot say that they're very bad, but when you see the face on the, you can say this, the smile of the frog or the lips of the frog, and below that uh, it's you can say very much comparable here, that the sharpness is good, it's tech sharp, and these images are zoomed at 100%. And if you see the background again, the thing is, yeah, Nikon and Sigma both are very close by actually. And if you zoom out, you can see that they are very much you can say handling the background very well, and it's hard to compare actually. I'm basically pretty impressed for the images coming at f8. Let's see now f9. So here we are at f9, focal length aperture. The focal length is, sorry, 600. So here we are at aperture f9 with the focal length is 600. This images, as we compared, they are going to be a little darker, and they both are shot at 1000 shutter. All the images were shot at 1000 shutter speed with f9, and the ISO is 100 because it was a sunny day. And what we see over here is that again it's a very close call. Both images are looking very sharp, they're very fine, and you can say the Nikon is handling overall the image well as compared to Sigma. If you see that this flower is looking better as compared to in Sigma, it's sort of a little blurry. And apart from the face is concerned, yeah, the Nikon has a little higher sharpness from Sigma. At some point the Sigma can be seen as a little blurry, but this is, to me, maybe you guys see the images better. Actually that's very neck to neck. And the background again, Nikon is a little better. You see the blur effect over here is a little better from the Sigma, and Sigma is producing the colors a little bit bright as compared to Nikon, which in my opinion are the true colors which Nikon is presenting. If you can see the flowers as well, there is a bit of, you can say a disturbance, or you can say it's not very well, you can say separated from the front subject if you see the flowers on the Sigma side. But here it has been separated well, and the bokeh is a little bit smooth and the disturbance is less. So that was for the 9.1. And what we see when we zoom out is the color is more saturated in Sigma. I don't know why, but if you see the background, they tend to be a little more saturated, and where here is all natural colors. So that is pretty nice in my as per my taste. Now let's see f10. That will be my final images. I have tested this lens from f6.3 to till f10, and let's see now f10. So these both images are now taken at aperture f10, and what I have observed is that the image coming from Sigma is a little bit darker and more saturated, and if I compare it with Nikon is a little bit bright, handling the background well as compared to Sigma. Not a big difference again, but still you can see the disturbance is less and separation is better, but it's more contrasty and saturated, so you tend to feel the image is very nice. But if you compare the sharpness, again very much identical, and I don't see that there is a, you can say, any flaw in both of the images. After the post processing, they both can be done very well, and we have to remember that we are shooting this at 600 millimeters. And if I go to the bottom of the images, yeah, the Nikon is again producing more details overall in the image from Sigma to some point, but we cannot say that there is a big difference. And when zoom out, again this tends to be a little smoother background, whereas here we can see, especially at this point, there is a little bit of, you can say, disturbance, and whereas here it appears to be a little bit smoother. So these both lenses are from, you can say, their maximum aperture is 6.3 at 600 millimeter, so they appear to be very close, and some small things do happen, but this is what my opinion is. But overall the image coming from Nikon is looking better at first glance, and that's what my opinion says. So guys, I did a close comparison of this both lenses with comparing the photos which I took for this frog as my subject, a stuffed toy. And this is, by the way, some a very good experience if you have to test your lens, especially the sharpness of it, by keeping stuffed toy, a hairy stuffed toy with a plastic eyeball separating the iris and the pupil. So try to match it as with the bird or an animal, especially if you are a wildlife photographer, to test the details of how the lens is the shooting, the capturing the image. So in this way, the same example I did it. I took it to outdoor when the light was pretty good, and the subject was totally lit. So in that case, I put it in under the real-time environment where the bird is in the bushes, or where the animal is mostly in the bushes, and I did some shots over there, and the result which I just show you guys, it was very nice actually. So the combination is right now in front of me, and I'm very happy with this. Later on, I have taken so many other bird shots with this combination as well, and up till now I would say that I'm very happy with this combination Z8 plus Nikon 180 to 600. So the people who are trending to buy this lens, I would highly recommend this. It's a very good lens, but as comparing to the Sigma is not a bad lens at all. I am really impressed with what the images were produced from Sigma for this subject frog. Very sharp images. The competition was very close. As you see the images, we cannot say that the one lens is more sharper than the other lens. That was not the case, and I'm really impressed. And another thing which I would like to say is that Sigma lens is well built, as I said earlier. Sigma lens is more heavy and it feels like it's a premium lens from this for sure, because its build quality is very much optimum from this lens. With that said, it's hard to handhold that lens. It do requires a little bit of a learning curve when you're switching from a lighter lens to a higher lens, heavy lens. And when it comes to this lens for me, it feels very light as compared to Sigma. So what happened is that I was used to of shooting with that heavy lens, and I went to the coast, and over there was a pretty, the wind was there pretty much. And when I was hand holding and shooting the birds with the wind, I this lens was shaking. So that was a new experience for me, because up till now this is, I believe, the lightest lens in the telephoto, super telephoto, which I have used. Because before I have Sigma 150 to 600, it was a little bit heavier from this lens as well. The quality, the material which Sigma uses is always better from Nikon. I have seen this from 200 to 500 as well, which was from Nikon, that was not very much well built as my Sigma contemporary lens was. That was very well built that time. The construction they use is very nice. The only thing is that maybe the compatibility issue is there, or something. You do have to do calibration with Nikon to Sigma. That is always the case with third party lenses. So that's what we saw. And in my opinion, those people who don't have the budget to switch to this lens, I would say they should keep the Sigma 60 to 600 with them, and they should not switch it. And if they still want to switch, just like me, because now I have both the lenses, this was on a sale, a big time sale for $1,400. That is just like unimaginable, because in US still the price is like 16 something, $1639 or $1640, and it's not very much like easily available. You have to order. But I bought this in Middle East, and from the shop, right, just paid and got the lens for $1,400, because there was a White Friday sale going on. So that's why I cannot miss this lens at all. So now I have both lenses, and it was a good comparison. And I would say that because of the composition, the rendering of the image quality, this is now my primary lens with this combination. And with my DSLR, I will be using the Sigma. So the thing is that that was the review which I've done. I will show you some of the images that I have taken from Nikkor 180 to 600 for the birds, and I will be sharing in the video now, so you can see and have a look and you can decide. And this is a very nice lens. Yeah.